Ethan Klein. If you want to have a conversation with me, I am available. I can talk to you about any number of different political disagreements that we have, except this time, I'm not going to be f***ing nice to you, okay? I'm not going to treat you with kitty gloves. I'm not going to talk to you like you're a special boy who deserves my special attention and that you're so funny and so special. I hope, and I mean this with genuine sincerity, in all sincerity, I hope this was like, I hope he got it out of his system, you know? I hope he got it out of his system, and instead of like clip chimping everything that I'm saying right now and then posting it on his fucking stupid ass, silly little fucking drama show, okay? If Ethan wants to talk to me, he can talk to me, okay? He doesn't have to fucking constantly cry as a 50-year-old adult with 3 children from behind an Instagram story, okay? You can talk to me in person, big dog. You got my phone number. We can have a conversation on your stream. We can have a conversation on my stream. Last time, I had the baby gloves on, and you cried like a bitch after doing Teddy Fresh ads in the midst of our genocide coverage, okay? That's right, and I'm not talking about the Leftovers episode where he actually cried. That was a beautiful moment, and I was actually very wrong for thinking that actually meant something. It turned out it didn't mean shit for you at all, okay? Because selfishly, you spent the next year constantly fucking ripping into, suspiciously, a lot of, not myself, but other people of color. I'm not calling myself a person of color. I know it's going to get clipped out of context here.
So this is all real interesting stuff because you have this content nuke that Ethan Klein had put out, and I just want to make a couple comments on it. You know, you have Ethan Klein probably should work out more, whereas Hassan Abi probably should work out less. And YouTubers can start out cool, then they get a bit of celebrity, and then their hunger for change is no longer there. So actually from Ethan Klein, I think that this does rehabilitate him. You know, he's been getting dogpiled. People are making an absolute industry out of shitting on this Ethan Klein, and he does have like a, you know, just a weird sort of vibe to him. But I hope that Ethan Klein will have some introspection and evolve. The one thing about the dog pile is if you could escape the dog pile, then you could redeem yourself. And so there is a point that I want to make about Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein had said that he actually donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity. $6,500 to a Palestinian charity. So to all these people that are absolutely shitting on, you know, that are shitting on Ethan Klein, this guy saying he's a Zionist, though you can't pay your way out of being a Zionist if you're a Zionist. How many people have given $6,500 to a Palestinian charity? How many people have paid $6,500 to a Palestinian charity? I mean, that is, you know, that's a great point for him. He's also saying that essentially he's for a 2-state solution. He wants Palestine to exist as its own state. So currently where the state of affairs are, his position is progressive. And then it was interesting to me that you had Hassan Abi. Hassan Abi, he was shitting on, you know, liberals. And if the idea of liberals change and community and having heart, I want people to be liberal. Coming from where I come from, there are a bunch of heartless, fucking greedy, goddamn pieces of shit, racist, misogynist, low-life, degenerate fucks. So you want to shit on the one fucking liberal that's in town, and then when the one liberal in town ain't liberal no more, then you'll say, well, see, everybody's a bunch of fucking fascists. You know, what the fuck do you think? Are you all fascists, you Rush Limbaugh motherfuckers? So whereas Ethan Klein can, you know, get his head out of the Democrats' ass, Ethan is too beholden to the Democratic Party. Neoliberalism is dead. The Democrats, this election was the Democrats to lose. How did they lose against a piece of shit? How did they lose to a buffoon, piece of shit, evil, fascist fuck? How did they lose? If they're so fucking great, how did they lose to a piece of shit? Yeah, they want to maintain the genocide. It didn't matter if they lost the goddamn election. It didn't matter to them. So even though he pointed out, you know, Ethan Klein just kind of pointed out anything and everything. So when it comes to his extremist stances, Nelson Mandela was labeled a terrorist by Reagan. Bin Laden was called a freedom fighter by Reagan. So Ronald Reagan got that shit exactly wrong, exactly backwards. So I can't hate his extremist views. And if Hassan is just shitting on liberals because he's a communist, well, my understanding of liberal and conservative means that a communist is an extreme liberal. You're just an extreme liberal, you know? So, Joe Biden is proudly conservative. What's liberal about the Democratic Party? If the Democrats actually gave a damn about the working class or the homelessness or stopping war or pardoning Edward Snowden, if they actually gave a damn about the popular issues that progressives, that people in America actually want to happen, then they wouldn't have lost. They wouldn't have lost. Hassan does have a crazy-ass forced Joker laugh, too. He's it's like people are just trying to laugh at somebody to get under their skin or something, and so they kind of force a laugh, and I didn't like it. So I do think that Ethan Klein had kind of redeemed himself in some respects. He does need to work out more. I mean, he does look a little ill, a little sickly, and, you know, Joe Rogan says we need to work out because when you work out, you get to, you know, you come up to a challenge and you keep going, you push through it. And so there is something about, you know, working out to where you can understand your own
as well, and then you're going to be like, whatever.
Your own limitations.
Just noticing that you have just been going after a lot of people of color, Arabs, Muslims in general, just constantly fucking talking about how scary they are, you know? Why are they so scary? I don't know, because maybe you're an Islamophobic who fucking retweets or basically tweets out Ben Shapiro quotes about Hamas. Maybe that's the reason why people think you're...
Oh man, content Nuke, Ethan Klein. Oh my god. There's no way that I'm reacting, at least now, to all 2 hours of Ethan Klein's shit show. Because I think I honestly expected too much from him. I thought, like, he would at least try to, like, adapt his arguments, change them a little bit. And then, from what I saw of it, it's just him ignoring the fact that, like, 20 different people have all...
So this guy, Bad Empanada, I once asked him, I thought he kind of jokingly said that he's going to take down America. And while it seems like, hating the American government is one thing, but hating the American citizens, there's 340 million of us. There's 340 million of us. And a lot of, people are very much the victims of the capitalist, imperialistic ruling class, the financial sector, the financial capital. A lot of us are victims to this shit. And so this Bad Empanada, I think he just hates America and Americans, so it's hard to listen to anything that he says. So it's interesting if somebody who absolutely hates America is, shitting on Ethan. That kind of, that's a point for Ethan Klein, is it not?
Already refuted everything that he had said before, to just restate it all, confidently. Like, Ethan settled on his arguments, and he doesn't care that they have been thoroughly refuted, fact-checked, and debunked by me and other people. He's got them, he's just going to repeat them, and he can do so knowing that, the new far-right audience that he's cultivating isn't going to, regarding just a very limited section of this video, just very, very quickly, to give you an idea of what the destruction of him is going to be like. In the first 5 minutes or so of the video, Ethan Klein implies that, like, he was duped by Hassan Piker into making a podcast with him.
I call it Crimea River.
That's a joke.
A Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a...
So Crimea is not a justifiable annexation. Crimea, Ukraine, Khrushchev, he gave Crimea to Ukraine. Crimea is Ukraine's. Russia is such a big-ass fucking country. The fact that they're trying to take more European countries to get to that fucking, Mediterranean Sea or whatever, they got the Arctic Ocean. They got the fucking Pacific Ocean. They got the biggest large land mass of the goddamn world. You can't do something with Siberia? You can't do something with the Northlands or the Western lands? Give me a fucking break. Got to steal other people's fucking lands and shit.
Fucking feudal slave mandate, autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people
So was Tibet not like a slave state? Wasn't it?
get very upset.
This is like the Willie Mack show thing. You just play a clip and you don't actually try to refute it. You just play it and then you move on as if it's like self-evidently wrong. But Ethan Klein thinks it, and he seems to think this is such a fantastic talking point that, like, I guess Hassan saying there's no